Make friends before you need them. You know, how many times have you lost a job and then that first person that you really want to call or send a text message to because you know that they can help you because they're connected in that job market that you're in, guess what? You don't feel confident enough to do so. Why? Because you haven't called that person in how many years, how many months, or you haven't texted them in how long? But even worse, they probably sent you a message and you just never got back to them. Why? Because you didn't need them. Or if you move to a new city, a new town, you have no community, you have no one there to support you, but you do know of someone who might live there or know someone who lives there, but guess what? You don't feel comfortable calling them. Why? Because you haven't put any effort into maintaining that relationship. And the thing is, when you need the person the most, it's already going to be too late. Because at that point, I don't like when people call me and they're requesting something or they need something. That to me is taxing. It gets on my nerves, right? I'm flesh. So no matter how curious I am about why people do what they do, I have my emotions of my own. And to me, it's just like a relationship is built just like the bank, right? You have to deposit something in order for that bank account to grow. That means, calling someone on their birthday, calling to congratulate them, calling just to vent, calling just to check in on how they're doing. But if you're not doing that, now when you lose your job or you're battling depression or your finances are at zero, now is when you need to make a withdrawal. But guess what? There's nothing that you can take out because you put nothing in it. So long before we realize, like, man, I shoulda, coulda, woulda, it gets to the point where you're just another stranger to them because you had the opportunity to help them, to assist them, to be a listening ear, regardless of what it is. And, like I said, we're all flesh, we're all human, but what tends to happen is when life is good, we don't focus on building anything. We focus on what's urgent. Oh, I gotta go do this, I gotta go do that. We just focus on things that are immediate to us, to our daily lives, what we have to check off, right? And then we just go, oh, one day I'll call that person, or I'll call that person next week. And guess what? Next week comes and there's just so much on your plate and life is filled with ups and downs. I get it. But you have to really think about it that most of the time, relationships don't just go away or fade, friendships, whatever it is, acquaintances. It's the small moments of you just not doing anything, of you never reaching out. And if you have that attitude, well, they don't reach out to me, that's why I don't reach out to them, you already lost. That's not the type of person you want to be. And if everybody thought like that, no one would ever even reach out to each other until they need them. And you got to think about it. Friendships aren't just, that one day when I'm going through a traumatic event or life-altering season in life. Friendships are everything. Friendship is how you learn compassion. It's how you fight depression and not feel so alone. It's caring for somebody else as well is something that gives you hope. It gives you faith. It makes you feel good. And when you don't have to carry a burden all by yourself, it just makes life that much better. And I feel like a lot of people who get through the tough moments, a lot of successful people, quote unquote, they don't do it alone. Hello, they do it because they have a support system. A lot of people commit suicide or kill other people, or whatever the case may be. Why? Because they literally just don't have someone to talk with. And just bring that into your everyday life. It's just like with people who are strangers today, think about it, you just met them, it's just a person, but relationships build, right? I went from not knowing you to now, okay, we send each other funny little cat memes, or we celebrate, big life events, we celebrate birthdays, and little by little you start to open up, you start to connect, and then sooner or later they start to get to know you, you start to share your story with them, and then you become someone who's just not a regular person, you become their person. And things like trust aren't created overnight. I understand that. It happens over time. So it's a compounding effect. Again, just like that bank account, right? You putting in $1 today isn't going to make you rich tomorrow, but after a year of doing so, that's what's really going to blossom into something beautiful. And, I just hope that you start to connect with people, because connecting with people makes you a better person. It makes you a kinder person. It makes you feel more validated. You should be pursuing relationships and friendships the same way you pursue anything else. You know, the way that young males try to pursue girls, you know, instead of doing that or pursue money, pursue friendships like that. Because sometimes when you're going through like a horrible season, literally having those friendships that know you, right? If you talk on the phone and you're just a little off, you could act like you're excited and energized or whatnot, but they know how to stop and go, hey man, is everything okay? Are you okay? Like what's going on? What's eating at you? And just realize that old friends are hard to come by. And what that means is you can't rewind time. And, you know, I believe your life is going to be similar. Your quality of life is going to be similar to the amount of time that you pour into those connections. That's what I believe. And if you believe that, let me know. And in the comment section below, let me know a time that someone came through for you and you were so grateful for it. And you probably didn't expect that that person would, but they did. And it maybe changed your life. If you have something like that, comment it below. Thank you.